Something I'm really struggling with at the moment is trying to piece my thoughts together in a narrative form, something that's going to make sense on the video, so I'm not ranting. Bear with me for this one, I've got something I want to talk about. I wanted to give a quick update on what I've been doing over the last few months in terms of my photography. If you've been following my Instagram, you'll see I've posted some pictures from Japan recently, and these photo collections follow a very specific colour theme. I'd spent 12 days in Japan at the end of last year, and I wanted to make the most of my time there. I'd spent all of 2019 taking photos whilst I was traveling around, and to be honest, I was getting a little bit bored of what I was doing. Most of it was street photography, and it was getting a bit repetitive for me, and I didn't want to just do the same thing in Japan. I decided I was going to set more of a specific goal, something I could focus on a little more in terms of the photography. If I could come away from Japan with a collection of photos that followed a colour theme. All the photos I took were of a single colour in each picture, and I would piece them together in a little collection. And this was really beneficial. This is something I've not done before in terms of photography, and I found it pretty valuable. I think setting myself this specific goal with my photography is important. By that I mean, if I ever had a client and they came up and said, hey, we want some good photos, they would never say, oh, you know, just of anything. It wouldn't be vague. It would be very specific. They would say, we want photos of our surfboard and we want it taken in Hawaii. I don't know why I came up with that example. What I'm trying to say is that it would always be specific. Setting little goals and benchmarks for yourself in line with what you might need to do in the future, I think will have the most benefit. We'll actually have some carryover to what you might end up doing. For me, I'm trying to build a little more out of this, and I think it's really important to set specific goals. Now, I've called this video The Joy of Being a Beginner. I wanted to share a bit of an experience I've had over the last few months now that I've started making videos. I'm hoping that this experience might inspire someone else who's sitting on the fence and not really sure if they want to start something. I would highly recommend it, and it's because of this. So I decided I wanted to start doing film. In my mind, I think I have an idea of what good filmmaking looks like. There's a high standard. So in January, I made and uploaded my first ever video to YouTube. It was okay. It's not a great video. There's a lot that I wanted to change, but I decided to just upload it as it was. It was good enough for me at the time. I'm going for good enough, not perfection. Now, I'm calling this The Joy of Being a Beginner because there's a perspective that I'm trying to build around being a beginner that's very helpful. As I said, there's that high film standard that I had in my mind, and when I made my first video, I realized how far from that standard that I actually was. I looked at the whole film thing and went, I have so much to learn and there's so much improvement to make. Now, it wasn't until I made my second video that my perspective shifted a little bit. So after the first video, all I could see in front of me was how much improvement there is to be made, and that can be a bit daunting. You're not where you want to be But there were a few things I picked out in my first video that I wasn't happy with, and that was some of the video quality. So I made a point when I made my second video to try and improve on that. And I think I did a decent job. I think the video quality in my second video is better. I could see an improvement personally. And that was really exciting. Once this happened, I kind of picked up a bit of a new perspective. So instead of thinking I have so much improvement to make, I'm so far away from that. Now that I've sort of felt how exciting it is to improve on something so quickly, something minor like just filming a slightly better shot. Like it's a small thing, but it's still an improvement. And there's joy in that improvement. There's joy in seeing that you can improve yourself in some way. I'm sure this doesn't apply to just creative fields either. I think it's a very exciting thing to be able to look back on something and see that you're past that now and the effort you put in was worthwhile. It's affirming and it's exciting. So I don't really want to get too preachy with this video. I feel like a lot of mine lately have just been me talking, and I'm hoping to change that soon. So this video was just a little bit more of a sharing my thoughts and some of the photos that I've been posting and what that was all about. I've got a few ideas coming up for some future videos and I'm pretty excited about them. In 2 days, my brother's coming from Australia and we're planning to take a trip to Ireland together, and I want to make an entire video on that. So I think that will be my next one. I've also got something further down the line about film photography and I'm really looking forward to that one. So yeah, this video is just a bit of an update. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.